Hello there, and welcome to a short little video to update you about what the developers are saying over on the Paradox forums. Yuan posted this about 2 hours ago. Hello everyone, welcome to some updates from Tinto. What happened over the past week? They released 1.02, hundreds of important fixes. Small update on Monday, this is just gone. Fixed some crashes, added the setting where you can maximize tick speed over frame rate. This is basically a replacement for the fix that I made a video about, where you open the console and do that kind of way. So essentially now you can use that setting in the game, and you can basically have a more swiftly running game in Iron Man mode, so you can get your achievements and such. So that's huge there. But there is going to be another release early next week that is going to have some pretty important things. Pop demand rework, where wealth impacts what type of goods pops want. This is also going to, I believe, come in with a change that Johan has talked about, where, say, if you are playing in Denmark, Sweden, what have you, your pops don't have access to rice because there's no rice in Northern Europe. The only rice in Europe is there's a couple of locations in Italy. There's another location in, I believe, like near Barcelona. But that rice demand that your pops are having in England, Sweden, Denmark, etc., is no longer going to be a thing until you import that rice into those markets. Then I believe they will have the demand. So yeah, a lot of people complaining about, oh, my pops are demanding this, that, and the other. That is completely impossible for me to get into my country, and they're having massive problems with their satisfaction because of that. That's no longer going to be an issue. So looking forward to that. You can now decide how much you want your pops to starve when you don't produce enough food and don't want to spend money on buying food. This is essentially when you conquer a new region is the most time that you see it. You will get a massive penalty to your income, where because you're buying food from the market to put into the provinces, and essentially it can kind of bankrupt you if there's just a lot of demand. If you're not producing enough food, maybe there's a lot of prosperity damage, etc. So you can go bankrupt by buying food, and I don't believe any country in this era would literally bankrupt themselves trying to feed the peasantry. They would allow the peasantry a little bit of starvation on the side. So having I assume, going to be a slider for how much you want to spend on food is going to be, fantastic. Looking forward to that. Cores no longer disappear. Thank fuck. This was an incredibly annoying, I'm going to say, bug, whereby on conquest, cores of the country that you've conquered disappear completely. They're obliterated. And so when the emperor is demanding a return of unlawful territory, usually that would recreate the country that has just been obliterated. But there's no cores there for it to be recreated from. So instead, the emperor just owned the land directly. That's why in all of your campaigns for the past week or so, usually Bohemia has little exclaves all over Germany and northern Italy. And it's really annoying. It's actually a bug that I absolutely despised. I reported this to the devs as soon as I saw it, and I was like, please, this needs a today fix. It needs a hot fix, because this is unplayably awful. But apparently we're gonna have to wait until Monday for that one. So, okay, fair enough. Characters no longer being all clean-shaven. I actually didn't notice this, but I generally tend to play quite a bit in Italy at the moment. Italy, Germany, and I've currently got an England campaign going on. So characters being clean-shaven hasn't been so much of a noticeable thing for me. But, if that was a bug, that's been fixed. Nice. They're also working on weekly patches for the rest of the year, including some AI improvements. Fantastic. Quality of life in the UI, like easier ways to upgrade buildings. Oh, yes, please. I despise the way that buildings are upgraded in this game. I don't think there's 3 different ways to do it, and none of them are good enough, let's say. So yeah, this I'm tremendously looking forward to seeing what they come up with here. Also, just more quality of life in the UI. Just in general, not only this, but just in general, more QOL is better. Performance, stability, and multiplayer improvements. Absolutely looking forward to that. It's going to be a little bit too late for me. I have a large 55-player multiplayer starting this Saturday, and yeah, that's hopefully it's going to go well. Hopefully, I'm going to be playing as Castile. Should be hopefully a fun time. Improvements to China, other parts of the world not working as they should. The one that I've most recently experienced was I tried to play as a Japanese clan and go through the Nanbok Tucho. I can't pronounce that word for the life of me. Jedi situation. Going into the Sengoku Jedi period, and despite having like 1,500 buildings built and being the most powerful clan on the island, able to quite handily defeat the Shogun itself. Yeah, no, I just game over in 1,400. It was not fun. Anyway, improvements to localization, obviously good. As much bug fixing as possible, also great. They're also working on a free update 1.1 Rossbach to be released early February for the things that are more risky and take a longer time to develop. Focus there is adding more content to the German region, new clothes, hats and wigs for 18th century Europeans, a new improved UI for army and mercenary recruitment, and much more. Looking forward to that, of course. And they've also started working on the Fate of the Phoenix DLC, which will be covering the Roman Empire. Awesome. The Eastern Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, whatever you want to call it. I don't care anymore. Looking forward to that as well. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Let me see. I'm going to just refresh to see if there are any comments from Yuan. Nope, that's it. Anyway, that's the update. That is what we're looking forward to. So, in the comments, I would like to know, what campaigns have you been playing? Has there been any issues that you have thought, I want this to be fixed before I'm going to enjoy this specific part of the game? Because for me, 100% it was the upgrades. This was the biggest pain point for me. That wasn't just like a bug or something. Another one, actually, that I hope they look at is let me automate like the marriages of my characters in some way, because if you don't engage with the marriage system and you don't engage with the character system, and then you run out of characters for your cabinets, and that's not fun. But to engage with it, to have characters, to have, and you basically, I don't know what it is, but at a certain point you just get really good characters. Like, 80s plus in all categories, or always finding somebody in the 90s for your cabinets. But to engage in that is just kind of tedious, and it scales in tediousness. So at the start of the game, you don't have too many characters to do the whole marriage game with. But as the time goes on and time goes on and time goes on, you get more characters and then more characters, and then those characters have more characters. And you've got like a family tree that you then need to spend an awful lot of time marrying to nobles or what have you, which is, I don't find super engaging. I would like some way of automating it, because, yeah, the marriage system needs perhaps a tiny little bit of work. But anyway, let me know if there are any other issues or gribblies that you feel the Paradox should have a look at. I am aware that Paradox does watch like all of the videos from all of the Paradox creators, and so if there are anything in the comments, maybe they will be able to see it there. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. I'm going to go and play some more England. Toodaloo, bye-bye, bye-bye.